And what's up, guys? I'm back. Today's video is going to be different because today's video I'm going to go and get that weapon I was saving for. So we finally reached the part, we finally beat the boss and access to the area where we get that weapon. So the first thing I want to do is I'm using the levels I got from the souls I got from the boss, and I'm going to put one in faith. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to be able to use the pyromancy buff on my blade. And you need 10 intelligence and 10 faith to do so. Now it's not a wasting point because I intend to get up to 12 to be able to use the Tears of Denial miracle. And I also have to invest at least 2 more points in attunement in order to get enough FP to cast that miracle. So it's not a waste, it's all part of the build. If you're new to this game and you want to survive or an extra chance in boss battles, then Tears of Denial is for you. So yeah, I actually never played this game without using it. It's that useful. So yeah, you want to come here. This is the first time we're visiting this area here, Earthhill of the Bow Valley, and just made sure I had my pyromancy glove on. As soon as you come in here, you want to buff and you want to get ready for a big fight. Walk forward a little, up to a little way past the sign, and then this thing spawns. 1, 2, 3. Hit him in the head. Boom, got the repose, and it's dead. Now that thing has the chance of doing a lot of damage. Do not give it that chance. It's a giant rat. It could bite your head off. So anyway, we're coming down here and we're just gonna rest at the bonfire in this area to activate the quest line. So basically the weapon I'm going for is the Dragonslayer's axe, and that weapon is tied to a specific quest line, Shari's quest line. So you have to do her quest line up until this point, and she's practically being invaded by a guy who is wielding the axe that I want, and I have to help her kill him. And after I help her, that guy will then invade me, and when I kill him in my game, then I get the axe. So that's what I want. That's why I want the axe. So that's what I'm gonna do. The reason I want the axe is because I'm trying a raw build. Normally raw, when people do raw builds, it's more for like early game, not for the end game. But I'm gonna try a raw build straight to the end game. Okay, so a friend of mine told me that the raw Dragonslayer axe is the best raw weapon in the game. So I never checked it out. I never used it before. So I figured, hey, why not? Right, so I'm going for a raw build, and if anybody, and you know, I'm just going to explain the build right now. So the build is basically this. I am going to be using the raw Dragonslayer axe. Going to be using that. I'm going to be dumping most of my points, at least 30 in health and 30 in endurance. I'm going to have the 12 to be able to cast Tears of Denial in faith. I'm going to have 12 in attunement so that I would get the 100 FP to be able to cast Tears of Denial. And any extra point after that will be dumped into, is it vitality in this game? But basically the equipment load. So I want to boost my equipment load really high so that I could wear heavy armor and still move around quickly. So I'm basically making myself into a tank with HP and equipment load. That's what I'm doing. I'm basically making myself into a tank. It's a high survivability build. It may not be high damage, it may not be high DPS, but it's high survivability because I'm gonna have heavy armor on, or I'm gonna have heavy armor on with high HP. So that's my build I'm aiming for the end game. And I'm not stopping at a particular level. I intend to keep continuing leveling as much as I can because this is strictly a PvE build. If it doesn't work out, I want to make sure that I have room to respec my character and go back to a build that I know works. So yeah. So I'm not going to stop leveling. If I reach 200, I reach 200. It really doesn't matter what level I reach. I just want to be able to beat the game comfortably. So yeah, after you beat that guy, I'm gonna run past everything because I'm gonna officially clear out this area when I come back to it in another video. So for this video, I just want to get the weapon. So I'm ignoring these guys, running past them, try my best not to get hit in process. That could be a tough thing sometimes, and enemies have a way of just being unpredictable while you're running past them. That guy, you know, he's a fire mage or something. That dude he's annoying. Anyway, I got past everybody pretty quickly, pretty easily. Sometimes it ain't that easy, but you know, it's just the way the game works. And we come to this bonfire. Now when we get to this room, Ariana is going to be here, and you want to talk to her and exhaust the dialogue. Now if she's not here, it means she's still in the catacombs. You have to speak to her in the 2 locations in the catacombs, exhaust the dialogue, and then you will get her to move here. You want to do this to continue her quest line. Talk to her. She gives you a ring, she gives you a gesture. There is an NPC in this corner who is hiding in one of those statues. Do not break those statues because you need it. You need him alive to get the bad ending for Ariana, and the bad ending is what we want. Because I think it gives us the Lords of Hollow ending, which is the hardest ending in the game, basically, and we're going for that first. And what I mean it's the hardest ending to get, I mean it's just there's so much little details tied to the ending that if you miss one of them, you could mess up the entire ending. So, yeah. It's the reason why I chose to go for that ending instead of the others, because the others are basically simple. So anyway, when you come here, Cretan invades here again, and you want to take him out. Again, R1, R1, R1. When it comes to NPCs, there is nothing. There really is no strategy, I guess. I'm trying to get him as close to the edge as I can, and then hoping I can hit him off. So yeah, this guy heals a lot. I think he has 3 Estus or 2 Estus. No, 2 Estus, and he has a this thing that regenerates all of your health. I can't remember the item. I think it's a bless something. Can't remember. A blessing, divine blessing, if it's called that in this game. I know in Darksouls 2 it was called a divine blessing. So yeah, I got him here. He was at the edge. Go. So now he's dead, and we have the Dragonslayer axe, and it's pretty cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Fighting Shrine, and we're going to level this thing up, because we've been saving all our shards up until this point, and now we're going to use it. And I think if you have been saving, the highest you'll be able to carry it, unless you've been farming shards, would be at least to +5. So we're going to set it up to +5 and make it raw infused. Now in this playthrough, I got a raw gem off of the enemies in the first area of the game. They dropped a raw gem for. Oh yeah, you could talk to this girl here after you help her beat the invader, and she gives you a ring, the silver cat ring. Negates fall damage or minimize it. Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, I got a raw gem from the enemy in the first area of the game, the High Wall of Lothric. So I already had a raw gem. However, if you don't have a raw gem, because the game only gives you one up to this point, um, then you're gonna have to go farm a raw gem to make it raw infused. Because see, I already got the raw gem. So I've added extra footage of how to do that, and this is how you do it. So remember that mimic we left at the high wall? Yeah, we're gonna go get it. So yeah, I'm equipping my weapon, I'm prepping myself. I'm really happy. You know, I'm really happy. I'm trying this thing out. I never used it before. I never tried a build like this before. It's the first time I'm doing it. Like I said, I'm going to keep leveling in case it doesn't work out. I want to make sure that I have enough stats to compensate for it not working out. And this is practically the end. I'm going to be continuing my walkthrough from this point forward. But I am going to attach extra footage of me farming for a gem, and the best place to farm for a raw gem. Yeah, the best place to go get it. So I'll see you guys at the high wall of Lothric. Boom, we're here. So this is the mimic. What you want to do is you want to buy a bunch of undead hunter's charm. You could only carry 5 at a time though, but you want to buy at least, I don't know, at least 20 to make sure. And what you want to do is you want to toss the undead charms at the mimic, and he opens his mouth like that, and you could just walk up and pick up the item. So you see, the deep battle axe is what he would normally drop. I don't want that. So once you do that, take off your weapon and then punch him, and when he goes back to sleep. And then you toss the undead hunter's charm again, and then you go look for the item. And if he doesn't drop the item again, you just punch him, he goes back to sleep, throw the undead hunter's charm, you rinse and repeat until you get what you're looking for. So he's not doing it. Chances there are times when you're gonna have to use more than 5. That'd be a low chance, but there are chances. There are times when you use more than 5, or at least for me personally. So yeah, this time he dropped it. Boom, the symbol of avalanche, or whatever you call it. Basically, it's the mimic helmet, and you want that because you're gonna go farm an item, and that's gonna help you farm an item. And that's going to boost your item discovery, so that the item drop will be I think it just boosts the chance of the enemy dropping something, and that's what you want. So I killed the mimic because I had no use for him after that. I already got his rare item. That was the reason we kept him alive. That was the reason we saved him. So now we're going to go to the location where we're going to farm for the raw gem. It's in the same area, it's just on the other side. Now from what I researched, every enemy in this area has the chance of dropping a raw gem. So you could farm at practically any part of this area. I choose to farm right here because there are a lot of enemies here. So there's a high chance that one of them would at least drop the item I'm looking for. So yeah, you could come this way, take out this guy. Well, he dropped a crossbow. Drop down here and take out these guys down here. Again, this is just extra, I guess, because there are hollows down here. But I don't like farming on this side because there's a little bit of hollows on this side. I want to go on the other side where there are a lot of hollows. But you take out these guys. This big guy, I got raw gems off of him a lot in other playthroughs. Yeah. The big guy down here, he never dropped a raw gem for me yet, but he did drop his axe. Yeah. And well, there's a guy right here. Again, I believe, I mean, don't quote me on that. You could correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, in the comments. But I believe every enemy in this area has the chance of dropping the raw gem. So you just want to get to an area where there are a lot of enemies, so you have a lot more chances of getting a raw gem. So this is where you want to farm. All of these hollows drop raw gems. I don't know if their chances are small, but I knew I got raw gems off of them, because this is where I would normally farm it if I had to farm it. So take out all of these guys. You have the helmet, so it shouldn't take that long. Normally you don't need the helmet to farm for this thing, but I mean, we're farming, so we might as well get it. It's the reason I kept the mimic alive. Is to get this helmet from him. So again, you rinse and repeat. Come down here. Take out the guys. See, they die in one shot. Take them out. Guy dropped an item. It's a Titanite shot. Not what I'm looking for. The helmet does not affect what items you get. It only affects the rate at which items drop. So yeah. Okay, so now I'm just gonna cut out the rest of my farming and cut to when I actually do get one. It didn't take me long. I think it was just like a couple of runs after. Like I did the run like about 3 or 4 times, and this was the one where I got the raw gem. Take him out. Boom. And I got the raw gem this time from an enemy that I never got it before. So I got from these hollows before. I got from the one with the halberd, and this time I got it from the guy that screams. He dropped a raw gem. And I never got it from him before. So this just concretes the idea that every enemy in this area can drop it. Yeah, so I'm happy. Got the raw gem. So if you're following me step by step and you want to use the weapon I'm using and the build I'm using, and you want to experiment the way that I'm experimenting, then if you don't have the raw gem, that's how you get it, right? So get that raw gem, make the Dragon Axe raw infused, and I'll see you guys in the next video.